couple of things. First of all, my understanding is that now all of the buildings in Arbor 1, Arbor 1 West have been read. Yeah, in essence, and what that basically means is that all of those individuals need not be in those 3 years. So that became first, or once at least sent to the court, that became the first issue, trying to figure out who has not been relocated. I want to hear from the tenants. I want to hear from the city of Seabrand Saints, or the city of Plan building official. But we've got to deal with that immediate problem. There are then 2 individuals, Miss Fluellen and then Grow, who he sent questions to and I disclosed to the council, basically asking if they were to testify before the court, the other issue becoming whether or not they had been relocated. Again, I think the second thing is run some both court thing. Ms. Grove, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You had indicated via the chat feature that you were at 3 different hotels.
Yes. So, 2 weeks ago, they were going to fix our bathroom, and so they moved us into a hotel for a week. And then when we were supposed to be coming home, they gave us another confirmation for another hotel because they had not started when they were supposed to, which was supposed to be on that Monday. They didn't go through that whole week. They waited until, I think it was Friday, perhaps, to actually start doing the work. And then, so...
Can we just pause for a second? This mom has bounced between 4 hotels with her kids, all because the property management couldn't fix a single bathroom. Imagine trying to keep your child in school, your job steady, and your sanity while your housing situation changes every week. It's chaos, and the court knows it.
From that Friday, Saturday to the next week, we stayed in a hotel, and then last week we finally just came back because my son has to go to school, and we weren't able to go from that part of Canton or that part of MC directly to his school.
Oh.
And then they said, "Oh, I'm missing a step before. I'm so sorry." There was a 4th hotel booked for last week for them to fix what they did wrong. But my partner did say, can you guys reschedule or something? We really can't do this right now. So there was a 4th.
Okay, thank you. Is it Gambo? You have also not been relocated. She one of ours. That's it. Let's talk to the podium. A second before I get you. Miss Grove, I had one other question for you.
Yes, Your Honor.
When you were talking about your kids, how many kids are you talking about that you have to try to get to school?
One that I have to get to school, and one is 3 and not there yet.
Gotcha. So you have one that there's the issue regarding schooling.
Yes, sir.
All right. I so I just wanted to make sure you did that. Oh, thank you. It's just nice. You need to tell these people that. So you aren't listening. You haven't been relocated. Has there been an offer to relocate you?
Yes, but that offer to remote, yes, and the day that she actually I have to be part of the usually I have to go home. She's not being part of my life, but she get on my actually on a Thursday. I don't know what day I need to see street, but maybe I see him now. She has to go. So
Let me ask you this. How many people are in the unit? It's you.
Oh.
Good dog. That means there's
Yeah.
So, would you like to be, well, you have to be, which is the real issue.
So I did been real people so actually played get out came back Saturday saw the back 15 cards. Because I got my attack on my life.
So, say that to me again. I want to make sure I'm understanding.
Was on Thursday, they're following last or
This is where it gets legally messy. The tenant was told she'd have to move twice, first to a hotel, then back home, then maybe out again. That's not just inconvenient, it's a violation of basic housing stability standards. The judge is trying to make sense of a system where no one told the tenants what happens next. Can you blame them for being frustrated?
I got the attack. She told me that she did, so had I been in the hotel,
Okay, so let me ask you this. If the issue wasn't resolved by the 15th, what you had to come back. So nobody told you what would happen on the 15th?
so I just assumed that the hotel would be how I
Pardon? Gotcha. No, it's okay. Mr. Freeman. Oh, okay. She just, you heard the last part. She indicated on the 15th, she believed she had to come back. There's nothing that tells her anything different. Oh. Yeah, they did, but she would have to come back on the 15th.
She doesn't be at a hotel. She would go home to the hotel. There's a lady working on her school. Then was so finally so much go in college and I work at University of Chicago there. She was no girl to be at home.
You don't know. So where do you want?
I don't want
I know. Spirit. So here's also part of my concern. As it stands right now, these individuals being relocated to hotels, they can't go or aren't supposed to be going. So, I mean, what is the longer term?
Now we're in the heart of the problem. Hotels are supposed to be temporary, not semi-permanent housing. But the city doesn't have enough safe units to move people into. So the tenants are in limbo, legally out of their homes, but practically stuck between bureaucracy and broken buildings. The judge is clearly losing patience with the slow-moving machine.
Solution. No, it's okay. All right. So, Miss Fluellen, you have already moved. Is that correct? Oh, you just muted yourself.
Okay, yes, correct.
Okay. So you already have another unit.
I moved out. I'm not dealing with them at all. I moved to a whole
Say that
different
to me
concept.
again.
I moved to a whole different concept. Not with them.
Got it. Okay.
Due
All
to
right.
black men uncomfortable in my home with the maintenance people just entering my unit.
Okay. Good. The individuals that are in that, who are tenants in that? Okay. Ms. Reed? Alright. Come on out. No, no, I'll make you guys share that podium.
I have a question.
Hold on, Miss Fluellen. Hello, what's your name? Okay. And so, have you been relocated? Where to? Okay. Alright. You said you wanted to tell me about.
She don't have no heat since day one. Like her ceiling has heat. She constantly wants to be she tells us things in the hotel. We got a stuff.
Alright. And all of that's correct, man. So, the unit that you were relocated to, ceiling fell in? Hold on. That was the new unit that you were. So, where are you now? You're in a hotel. What's your name? What's the last name? Is there a case pending, sir? If not, what did you want to? Why don't you come on up? Squeeze you out. Can you spell your name, please? And what did you want to tell the court? Although I know case before we go. Yeah. Right. What was your lessons? Hold on. The gentleman intending to file a permit claim.
We just don't do the office to one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I got family more people to make me out. Yes.
Your Honor, there was one children who have to need to take a fine exam. So that item.
Oh.
She says she has not yet here before.
Jayla Evans. And Mr. Friedman, do you know anything about Miss Evans? So Miss Fluellen is taking care of her. Miss Fluellen, have you Have you guys talked to?
We have this new one for a motion. Um,
Okay. Well, I'll deal with that some other time. But she's in that process. And has anything affirmatively been filed? I guess she probably. But in terms of counter complaint or anything else in the Grove matter, did they? Okay. Was there anything else that you want? Okay. I frankly thought it wouldn't. This wouldn't have to be said, but when I was when I say relocation, that's in a place that at minimum.
That line right there, that's the soul of this hearing. You can't relocate somebody to a place they can't live. It's basic, it's human, and it's heartbreaking that it even has to be said in court. These tenants aren't asking for luxury, just heat, safety, and dignity. And the judge knows it.
Complies with the Michigan Health and Safety Codes. Yeah, you can't relocate somebody to a place they can't live. I mean, it just. Yes, ma'am.
for locations, that we were telling you, so you start to be one to fix the date, such as, if you understand.
Yeah, no, I get you. And let me just explain to you. So for the cases that are before me, my primary objective, while having a different one when I walked in, right? But now looking at everything, realizing that all the buildings are correct, and my primary objective is we need to get the emails out. That really is it. But when I listen to Creed, problem is, yeah, I gotta get you out, but I gotta get you out in a place that just meets the minimal requirements for health and safety. I mean, you can't. I can get you all out of it and put you in the parking lot. But that's not what we're supposed to be doing. So, here's what the court's going to order. And I'm just going to have to specify my order a little bit more clearly. And that is that the tenant reserve subject to this court's jurisdiction are to be relocated to units or places that meet Ypsilanti Housing Code and State of Michigan Housing Code request. Because I've heard from them today, I'm going to indicate that do you have children that you're trying to deal with? Or not? Oh. So there's 3 of you. Is that you're 4. So for you, I hear you, and I wanted to hear from you because now they are at least placed on some notice. I have to have a case before I can rule specifically on your case. And it's just you, right? Not what? You and the dog. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put it that way. It was an awful way. And I know my mama raised me better than that. Just say, just you. So here's what I'm gonna order. That Miss Reed is to be relocated according to the court's new order. She doesn't have to resign. But they need to find some other unit or some other place for her to reside in the Ypsilanti State. Ms. Gambo, same thing. She's to relocate to a place with and looking more toward permanency of residency, but it has to comply with Michigan state code and Michigan code or the jurisdiction in which the unit resides. So that probably also should be done. And I'm also going to order them for the individuals in the advance that are to be already, just Grove and Van, yes, and Vance and Grove, that they are to be relocated to a suitable residence, with keeping in mind to cause least disruption to families. We cannot have these relocations that are lasting at these hotels, particularly for families that are lasting a period in time without them having notification of the renewal, so that they can stay there. So what I'm also going to order is that individuals that are relocated to a hotel, they're to be notified not less than 3 days.
Finally, a clear order. Tenants must get at least 3 days notice before their hotel stay ends. Think about that. Before this, families could wake up and find out that day they had nowhere to go. The judge is trying to bring order to total confusion. But the bigger question is, will the city actually follow through?
Prior to the expiration of the stay, that they are going to be able to continue to stay in, because the intent is you just can't put it in there and like people say, well, now the kids have to come back, or like the Groves bouncing around and then they all of a sudden end up at the piece that they need. Sir, well, I will give it a general order. It really doesn't necessarily apply to you, but if once I have a case in front of me, my intent is that we will have this located to a suitable location. And as to Ms. Evans, who is not here, but I've heard from council representative, she's also to be relocated. Do you know how many? Okay, that she is to be relocated in court. So those are specific relocations that need to take place. To relocate, all of these individuals can be relocated by Friday, 5 o'clock. Go ahead. Mr. Friedman? Yes. So, ma'am, do you have your cost of staying at the hotel? Okay. Got it. Okay. So I want a copy of your out-of-pocket expenses. I need you to submit a copy to the court. I need you also to submit a copy to, are you representing her? Okay. Get that bill to legal services, or that bill. So the court wants a copy. They want a copy. I also say to get one to Mr. Friedman, but what I'm going to let happen is you get that to legal services, and I'm going to order as part of the order, if you would, Ms. Kim, on the day or two reimburse for our pocket expenses. Okay. All right. Was there anything else? Yes, Mr. McGuire. Do you know about that, counsel?
Yes, so
The 15th of this month, tomorrow? Okay, well, is his unit going to be extended? I mean, what's going to happen with him? You're in the hotel room now. All right, it will be extended. So, all right. Was there anything else from anyone?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, go ahead, Miss Girl.
I apologize for intruding. I do have one question that my partner wanted me to really make sure that I asked. Because we were in the hotel for so long, obviously with 2 kids and the 2 of us, our groceries went exponentially high. Is there any kind of reimbursement for that or per diem?
Ma'am, yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not going to at this point order anything regarding that, ma'am. What I will do is I'm going to, unless there's an objection from council, I am going to check see if there are resources within the county may be able to assist individuals in this way, but I don't know at this point. Okay, ma'am.
No problem. Thank you, Your Honor.
I do hear you, and I understand that, and that was something that was while we were talking was brought up regarding food costs, regarding.
And here's the reality check: living in hotels isn't free just because you're displaced. Food costs, gas for school commutes, time off work, it all adds up. When the court says they'll look into resources, that's legal speak for, we see the problem, but we don't have a fix yet. You can hear the exhaustion in everyone's voices.
Also just trying to get kids back and forth from school or just additional travel costs, and where are the resources to help folks regarding that. So it was brought up. I'm just not prepared to rule on that.
Totally understand, Your Honor.
All right.
I have a
Yes, Miss Fluellen, you had something else to say?
Yes, it was multiple reasons why I moved out, but my main question is my lease was up yesterday. How we go about that?
I'm sorry, your lease was up?
Yesterday.
Yes, I know. Okay, I think you had mentioned that to us.
Yeah.
So what's your question to me?
Is possible I can break my lease because I don't have a lease anymore? How do I go about breaking it and money that I put in escrow on my own?
All right, there would have to be. Would you put money in escrow where?
At your courthouse, November.
At the courthouse.
Before you did the court.
Okay, there'll have to be a specific. Okay, that would have to be specifically addressed by me if you were seeking return of that. And we did discuss that in the parameters of that. And when you moved in, did you pay a security deposit?
I did.
Okay, and how much was that security?
I want to say $1,000. I'm not for sure.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do, you guys have you been working with Miss Fluellen? All right. I'm going to ask you to contact legal services. We also talked about the parameters of how all of that was going to occur.
Okay.
For people that have moved out and who would then be relinquishing any right to the unit, and how we work that out. So I would prefer that you talk with them, and then we can see where we can go from there, okay?
Okay, because the reason why I really moved out when it rained and flooded, and my heat wasn't working, and I'm asthmatic. It's black bulb.
I got you. I hear.
By this point, the pattern is crystal clear: no heat, flooding, mold, failed inspections. These aren't isolated incidents, they're signs of systemic failure. The judge ends with firm orders and a tight leash, but the truth is, the damage is already done. Families have been living in survival mode, and the law is just trying to catch up.